Hello everyone. What's the outcome of yesterday's US President Trump and Chinese President Xi meeting in South Korea? Second, how did US market react last night? Third, why Reliance might be positive today? And updates regarding the Lenskart IPO. All this we are going to discuss in our regular pre-market report video for today, 31st October 2025 for the Indian stock market in terms of Nifty and Bank Nifty. After 6 years, US President Donald Trump and Chinese President Xi Jinping met yesterday in South Korea. I'm not a body language expert, but I will play the initial meetup and handshake between the presidents. Please have a look.
Mr. President, the President of the People's Republic of China.
Good to meet you. Great pleasure to see you again.
Good to see you again.
很高兴再次跟大黑妹 meet you.
And we're going to have a very successful meeting, I have no doubt.
我肯定我们今天会有非常成功的会议。
But he's a very tough negotiator. That's not good.
但是他是很强硬的谈判者哦，这不好。
We know each other well.
我们相互之间非常了解。
Mr. President, do you plan to sign a trade deal today?
Could be.
有可能，
他们
If we have,
今天签署贸易协定，
we'll have a great
他说
understanding.
也许
但是我们会达成很好的
We have a
理
great
解。
relationship. We've always had a great relationship.
我们之间的关系很好，关系总是很好。
我们之间的关系。
First, I will say what's the outcome of the meeting and then my opinion on that. I did see the whole two leaders press statement. It appears not China is on the edge, it's US was on the edge to get the deal with China. US President Trump said that the meeting was amazing and outstanding and China agreed to resume their agricultural purchases from US and also agreed to remove all the roadblocks in relation to the export of rare earth metals to US. And in return, Trump said that he will reduce the tariff by 10%, which is effective immediately. It means for the goods from China to US, the imports will attract 47% tariff instead of 57%. So when I heard that in the morning, at first I thought, why would China accept this? Whereas then the later news came, there is no deal had been signed. Rather, it's just a meeting agreement like what they had in September and July month. Then, in order to sign the deal, Trump has to travel to China in April month. Hence, there is no guarantee that China will oblige any. In a way, they might oblige for like 1 or 2 weeks or maybe a month time. But as soon as Trump do his regular usual thing, then China will go back to the square one. Like they will say they won't give the rare earth metals, etc. So, I would say this is a huge setback for US in the international soft power arena. And that's one of the reasons why most of the markets across the world fell yesterday. Here, my worry is whenever Trump got humiliated, often he will behave more crazy and hit the weaker entity to showcase him as the stronger person. And most of the time, it was against India. Hence, now there is no deal with China, and I don't think US got any urgency to have deal with India either. In a way, this meeting exposes the US vulnerability. So those are the key takeaways and my opinion from Trump and Chinese President Xi meeting. Then coming to US market last night, along with this weak negotiation with China and Fed Chairman's hawkish statement made the US market negative, particularly tech stocks. If required, please pause and have a look. Only Google and Apple closed positive because of positive quarterly results. Especially Apple in the aftermarket hours, it increased near 4%. So that's the only positive. All others, Tesla, Netflix, Nvidia closed significantly negative. Here Facebook Meta was down near 11% as their management said that they're going to invest aggressively in the AI side, which market don't like it. So in the end, last night, Dow Jones fell 0.2%, S&P 500 dropped 1% and Nasdaq underperformed all, decreased 1.6%. In case of VIX, it's roughly same as yesterday, near 17. All these geopolitical events and the potential OPEC plus countries' oil production increase made the oil price to trade roughly same place as previous session. At the time of this video, Brent crude trading at $64 per barrel, whereas WTI crude closed at around $60 per barrel. In case of gold, it increased to 1% and moved above 4,000 US dollar per ounce again. Regarding Indian ADR, as it is only Wipro closed flat, all others closed significantly negative. However, if we calculate the arbitrage, Reliance GDR and ICICI Bank ADR indicating no fresh movement and HDFC Bank ADR indicating 1% arbitrage positive difference. I mean, HDFC Bank ADR, this is how it's indicating in the last 2 days, but for some reason, it's not materializing in the Indian market. Whereas on the IT stock case, they got the arbitrage difference like negative 0.5 to negative 1%. So overall, mixed to negative. In case of Gift Nifty, despite US market being negative at that trading time, it actually increased about 26,100 mark. But early morning today, it trimmed some of its gain and trading at 26,042. Equating that with the spot market, unlike ADR or US market, it's indicating flat to 40 points gap up opening. So those were the things happened in the dollar market yesterday. Moving to India related info. First about Lenskart IPO update. Among the institution, it got the massive interest. Over 70 FII and DII applied for the IPO and for the worth around 68,000 crore rupees. Whereas the IPO size is only 7,300 crore rupees. So institution shown interest like 20 times than their allocated size and 10 times of the total IPO value. Just for info, Lenskart expects to list on 10th of November. Despite strong growth and brand appeal, I personally found the valuation is very high. No way I'm going to pay 236 times PE multiple. But that's my view. The IPO seems to be getting massive interest from investors. Then second, why Reliance might be positive today. There are two reasons. One, Google and Reliance made an announcement that with the Reliance Jio, they are going to offer the Google's AI Pro plan free for 18 months. Here, Google said the complimentary is worth around 35,000 rupees per user. So this could increase the Reliance Jio subscription further. Then the second reason, yesterday Bank of America bought 2.95 lakh shares of Reliance Industries through a block deal for worth around 44 crore rupees. Bank of America is one of the largest bank in US, so market might take this as positive. Because of those reasons, I think Reliance might be positive, but no positive indication on GDR. But still, I think at least it will be on focus. Then third, about quarterly results. Yesterday, Swiggy, ITC and Dauber released their Q2 results in the aftermarket hours. Here, Swiggy reported a strong 54% jump in revenue driven by growth in both food delivery and Instamart. But its net loss increased sharply as cost rose faster than sales. So despite top line growth, it's a clear miss on profitability, making it negative overall. Then ITC posted a modest 2% profit rise with stable margins but slightly lower revenue. It was largely in line with the expectations. Meanwhile, Dauber reported a smaller than expected profit growth due to temporary sales disruptions from GST rate cuts. It's a mild miss, though management sounded positive about demand recovery ahead. And all these stocks will be on focus today given the mixed earnings picture. As a summary, Trump-Xi meeting outcome was not good. There is no deal signed and Trump has to travel to China in April to sign the deal. I believe this is a huge setback for US. US market fell last night. Tech stocks were significantly negative. Only Google and Apple were positive. Indian ADRs mostly negative, but Gift Nifty indicating flat to 40 points gap up opening. Don't know why this divergence. Then in the other news, Lenskart IPO getting massive interest. Reliance might be positive on Google partnership and block deal news. Quarterly results were mixed. So overall, global sentiment is weak, but domestically things are okayish. Moving on about institution, in the cash market for the second day in a row, FI was mega net sellers. Yesterday the net sold for 3,100 crore rupees and DA net bought for 2,500 crore rupees. Then moving to the participant wise open interest analysis, usually the index future might increase like 1 or 2% on the daily basis, but surprisingly yesterday it increased 5% compared to Wednesday closing. Anyway, put options wise 4% open interest were added newly, and call option wise it's a massive 53% new open interest addition. So clearly yesterday's market was driven by call option addition. Hence PCR ratio crashed from 1.13 to 0.77. Then position wise, based on the total outstanding open interest, client having the net 11% open interest favoring the bullish position, whereas FII and proprietary traders having net 5.9% and 4.3% respectively of their open interest favoring the bearish position. Please note it's total open interest, not just for this week. Then in the index future wise, client increased their long position from 65 to 67%. On the other hand, FII increased their short position to 83%, whereas proprietary traders maintaining their position more or less same 56% on the short side. Then as per stock open interest, Dr. Reddy's, KFin Tech, LIC Housing Finance, Amber Industries, Zydus Life Science, Manappuram Finance and Indus Tower are some of the 111 stocks that got an increase in open interest along with a negative close indicating the short build-up. On the other hand, NBCC, IIFL, HUDCO, ABC Capital, Emphasis, Oil India and Divi's Lab are some of the 25 stocks that got an increase in open interest with a positive price close, meaning these stocks got the long build-up. About the things to look out, earnings-wise, Maruti Suzuki, Bharat Electronics, Shriram Finance, ACC and Equita Small Finance Bank are the companies scheduled to release their results today. So, auto and financial services sector will be on focus. Macro-wise, during our market time, India's October month fiscal deficit data and bi-weekly bank loan and deposit growth data are due to release. And more importantly, in the night for US, their September month PC inflation data is due to release. Market is expecting 0.3% month-on-month increase, same as August month. In addition, Japan's September month retail sales data also due in the morning. So that will influence the Asian market, which in turn expects to influence our Indian market. Coming technical, Nifty opened 70 points gap down and was under pressure throughout the session, then closed at near 25,880. Thus, on the daily chart, Nifty formed a bearish candle with minor upper shadow and fell below the 5-day exponential moving average, indicating caution. However, it still sustained well above the short and medium term moving averages, with RSI dropping to 64, having a bearish crossover, but MACD maintaining a bullish crossover. Hence, as an overall, we can expect Nifty to consolidate for a few sessions before the beginning of the next leg of the up move. If Nifty stays below 26,000, the consolidation may continue with support at 25,800 to 25,700, followed by 25,500 as the crucial support level. However, climbing decisively above 26,000 can open the door for 26,100 to 26,300 zone. In case of Bank Nifty, it also opened more than 200 points gap down and was under pressure throughout the session, then closed at just above 58,000. Thus, on the daily chart, similar to Nifty, Bank Nifty also formed a bearish candle with an upper shadow, indicating weakness with selling pressure at higher level. However, it still sustained above key moving averages, which continued to trend upward, with RSI at 67, but MACD maintained a bullish crossover. Hence, on the downside, Bank Nifty's support is at 57,630 with immediate resistance at around 58,580. As long as Bank Nifty holds above 57,630, it is likely to consolidate within the band of 57,630 to 58,580. However, a decisive break above 58,580 could propel the Bank Nifty towards 59,000 level. Regarding the options front, the maximum call option openers was at 26,000 strike, followed by 26,200 and 26,500, with maximum new call option rating at 26,000, 25,900 and 26,100 strike. On the put side, the maximum openers was at 25,500 strike, followed by 25,900 and 26,000, with maximum new put option rating at 25,600, 25,500 and 25,900 strikes. Thus, from options data, it indicates that 26,000 is expected to act as the strong resistance with key support at 25,500. So that's all in this video. Hope you got some useful information. Please consider subscribing to the channel and liking the video so that it will help me beat the YouTube algorithm and also motivate me to do more. Please don't make any investigation based on this. As not a SEBI registered advisor, I'm doing this for me and viewers' educational purpose only. Thanks for watching.